just got a day full of random jobs here or there, so figured I'd pull the camera out as the videos haven't been that frequent recently. Not much interesting's been happening, to be honest with you, so just trying to find another way of, you know, making content, I guess. But anyway, first job is I'm basically just doing a maintenance at this place. They've got a old school package unit here. Actually not even really sure what this one. Oh, my first time here. We got accent there you go. So start off with that. I think I've got a couple of Panasonic cassette units downstairs too. I'll take you down there and we'll have a look at that. But yeah, and then I think for the rest of the day I've got I've got to change over a condenser fan motor and a couple of capacitors as well. So it's a pretty cruisy day really. Take you along for the ride. So first things first, get the hose out and we go clean all the filters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These ones are actually pretty good, but cassettes usually get very filthy along here, so usually I'll just come along with a brush and just go. Really, like, these filters aren't crazy dirty, but I mean, like I said, there's like 5 assets at this particular site. But also, I mean, my philosophy on this kind of stuff is just, if you just stay on top of it, you will never really have to go too crazy. You know what I mean? Like if I left this and then say the next person left it, and that way, you know, it's kind of filthy at the end. Like if I just stay on top of it now, it makes it way easier going forward. Nice and tight. Can hear a little ticking noise in there actually. I'll just shove you in there so you can hear something. Sounds like it could be like belt or fan related, or bearing related I should say. So we'll clean these first and then we'll come up and investigate that. Don't need this anymore. There we go, finally found the condensers. They're in this little back section all the way down the back of the driveway here, and see the pipe where it goes underground, which is always a delight. But anyway, let's make sure these are all running. They are, and all the air off feels pretty chilly. My air off temps inside were, if these things were running at 100%, would be low, but because they're, I mean, that room temp was 22.5, and I think it was set to 23, so my air off temps are going to be lower because the compressors aren't running as hard. But anyway, these are all look like they're running nicely. We'll jump up into that package unit now. Starting to poke now from behind the clouds, that's nice. And this is our package unit here. Which sounds cold suction, hot discharge. Just do a visual, make sure that there are no like burnt wires or tripped overloads, which, to be honest, there was. The compressor wouldn't be running, but you know, it's still a bit of a visual. And then we'll go and inspect that fan over there as well. Well, there's the noise. So easy fix, we can just tighten up those belts. So we'll shut down power, we'll tighten up those belts, and then while we've got power off as well, I'll go around and tighten up all the electrical connections and yeah, tighten up the schraders, just little things. Could potentially have another issue too, actually, because look at this. So if I have it here, this belt is tighter than that belt, but if I spin it, right, now that belt's tight, that belt's loose, and it just keeps alternating. So that one's tight, that one's loose. That one's even looser now, that one's tight still. You kind of see them pull in a different bloody... So now they're both relatively the same. That one's tight, that one's loose. Yeah, there's something weird's going on there. I might take these belts off and see if we've got some movement somewhere, because I can't really tell. Like, this looks like it's pretty stationary, that looks like it's pretty stationary too. So anyway, I'll take the belts off and have a look. So it looks pretty good. There's a little bit of vibration to it, but it's not like it's... Yeah. Might be better to see from this angle maybe, but I don't know if you can really see that. I mean, the pulleys do feel pretty worn too. So that one's alright. Yeah, they both feel pretty warm, but again, like that one's not... Might be hard for you guys to pick up on camera, but it's not like it's kind of going up or down or moving all over the place or whatever. They're both kind of... Yeah, if anyone, this here looks like it has the most movement, so we might just... Yeah. So I reckon our problem is just uneven wear within the pulley itself, which you can kind of see here as this belt is coming out more proud than the other one. It's not really going to come up on camera that well, but yeah, you can see, yeah, you can kind of see that, right? So it's coming out of the pulleys at different heights. So it looks like it might have just been uneven for a while or something like that, and it's kind of just worn in at one particular spot. So we'll quote up to replace the pulleys, and we'll go with this one as well, because this one feels pretty worn in there as well. In the meantime, we'll just see if we can get it a bit tighter, just so it's not bouncing around all over the place and they've still got some form of airflow. So, yeah. So what I've decided to quickly do is, I just noticed obviously that this bolt here was sitting completely down. That one had a lot of play left in it. For whatever reason, someone's gone ahead and cut that one. So what I'm going to try to do, because when you put it in, like the front belt is the one that's flailing around a fair bit. So what I'll try to do is I'll get this bigger bolt at the front so we can push that back section up. Yeah, push that back section up a little bit just to see if we can tighten that front belt, just to see if we can get them going. We will, again, still just replace this. But yeah, I'm not sure why that's happened. It seems to have made a little bit of a difference. You can kind of see they look a bit straighter. Yeah, we'll still go ahead and replace that anyway, but it's a bit better. We'll just test the amperage to make sure we're not going over. I think this thing's allowed to pull at 1.5 or something like that, so we'll have a look. Anyway, while we've got power off, I'm going to go ahead and tighten up these connections. done. So the unit's back up and running now. We've tightened the electrical connections. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tighten these Schrader cores. I'm going to do some test some amperages just to make sure that they're all within spec. We'll quote up to replace those pulleys. I'll grab the details for that. Boom, at our next job. So this one, I've got a 350 condenser fan motor for the freezer unit. It's just rattling around making a pretty bad noise. So replacing that and replacing the right-hand side capacitor, the 4 microfarad capacitor. And then on the cool room here, I'm replacing the 4 microfarad capacitor in the fan and then the 2 AVAPs with the 2 UF 2 microfarad capacitors there. So pretty cruisy. This is our AVAPs here. May as well start down below before we head up top. We'll just pump this thing down and kill power to the fans. Alright. Beautiful. Done. We'll jump up on the roof now. And this is the condenser fan motor there. You can hear that one on the left just rattling around. So yeah, we'll go pump this one down, kill power, get that swapped out, replace the capacitor on that fan motor and the capacitor on the core room as well. So I'm just going to pull out this the new wire, I should say, that they've given. Just use the wire that's already run. It's that one over there. Alright, old motor's out. I'll see if I can do this with one hand, but see, it's got a bit of play like that, whereas the new one, once I put it in, you'll see. Got that wired in now. We'll just get this cover on, change that capacitor, and fire it up, make sure it works. Okay, got there in the end. It's a bit of a struggle. I wanted to try and take this off, but they've hooked up the isolator or the contactor and shit in there, which is kind of annoying, so couldn't remove it. Anyway, we'll go turn this thing on and make sure that they both work and it's spinning in the right direction. Sweet, looking good there. We'll move on to that core room now. Cool, so as you saw, that's core room one's now up and running as well. So that is pretty much it, man. I've got a few other little bits and pieces to do throughout the day, but really they're not that exciting. So I think I'll end the video here. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it.